Hey, hi friends, hope you're keeping well. So I generally keep getting questions regarding the profile of these suburbs, like how these suburbs are doing, what's the kind of rental yield, what's the recent growth in these suburbs, and are these suburbs any good to buy in? So I thought let me kind of get few videos here, and I'll each time talk about a couple of suburbs and give you a bit of data pointers. So now I'm not saying that we are buying in these suburbs or you should buy or you should not buy in these suburbs. You need to do your own due diligence. But yeah, I can give you a bit of data like how these have performed and what are the factors, few of the factors which we are looking into these suburbs. So this time I've chosen a couple of suburbs in Melbourne. These are pretty popular suburbs and much talked about. So the first one is Epping, another one is Donnybrook. So both these are northern suburbs of Melbourne. Let's first start with Epping. Epping is almost 22 kilometers away from the CBD, and it's a well-established suburb, has got big shopping centers, hospitals, everything around the corner. Pretty decent suburb. If I talk about the population, it's around 36,000, and the growth in last 12 months has been 8.6%, so which is pretty decent considering the overall growth of Melbourne and Victoria. So I would consider this as a decent growth. Owner occupiers in the Epping are around 70%, so 30% are renters. So the ideal is like 60-40 ratio, but then like 70% is pretty fine. So vacancy rate is very low, which is 1.2%. So it should be ideally lower than 2%, and 1.2% vacancy rate means it's like having a tight market over there for the renters. Days on market is 30 days, which is again pretty good. Building approvals 0.6%. So which means like the supply is low in this area, not much of new approvals in the area, so which will obviously give a rise to the prices. And rental yield is around 4%, which is pretty much like straightforward in most of these suburbs in Melbourne. So let's talk about the other one now, Donnybrook. So further away from Epping, distance from CBD is around 30 kilometers. Population is around 11,000. Developing suburbs, a lot of new houses coming up. So the growth in last 12 months has been 0%, or in some of the tools it's showing even like degrowth of 0.5%. So I've taken like all this data from like 3 to 4 different tools. So there has been a bit of variation, but I've taken the nearest kind of average. Owner occupiers in the area 78%. So as I told you, ideally it should be like 60-40 ratio, but yeah, it's 78% in Donnybrook. Vacancy rate is 4.3%, so which is very high. So which means like very hard to find tenants over there. It will take like a lot of time to get a good tenant in the suburb. Days on market again almost 2 months, 60 to 65 days. Building approvals 143.8%, which are double than the previous years. So a lot of supply in the area. Rental yield is around like 4.1%, which is fine. So this is the basic kind of crux about these two suburbs. So if you want to get a bit more clarity, like what I have spoken about the vacancy rate, what does the days on market mean, around the rental yield, so you can definitely get in touch with me. But yeah, so now again, like I'm not telling you which one to buy, which suburb is good to buy in. It's just the pointers which I've given you, so you need to do your own due diligence. So I'll come up with another couple of suburbs, maybe a different state, different city next time, and let's keep discussing about this. Thank you very much.